Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another disappointing episode.
What is the most moving and convincing thing I can use to persuade non-Muslim people to make them accept Islam?
When did you become a Muslim? 4 months ago. What convinced you to become a Muslim?
Is Islam convincing? Are there solid grounds for believing Islam to be true? Today, we conclude our series.
A female monkey, she committed adultery. You believe it? Read this hadith with me. During the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, I saw a she-monkey surrounded by a number of monkeys. They were all stoning it because it had committed illegal sexual intercourse. And I too stoned it along with them. So this Abdul, he wanna confirm that monkeys are Muslims and they are practicing Sharia law. The story is supposedly there's a female monkey. Her husband was sleeping over her arm under the tree, and then another monkey, he come from behind the tree.
Hello, my name is Ali Dawa.
And obviously he's good looking.
Crook! Wallah, you're a crook.
And she could not resist the temptation, so she took her arm from under the head of her husband's head, and then she went behind the tree, and they did like,
Flipping out, this guy has to be a bloody pirate.
And then after she finished, she got back and she put her arm under the head of the husband again. But by doing that, he woke up and he started sniffing her. He sniffed her there and he smelled the sperm. So he starts screaming,
Hello.
so all the groups, the monkeys, they gather and to question what happened. And he told them, my beautiful wife, she didn't cheat on me.
I know. It's that ridiculous.
So the big monkey, he gathered the Muslims and they look for the female monkey and they stone her.
I thought, what the hell is this?
But the funny about their story is how they fabricate. I mean, all of this, and you are a witness for it, and this is in Sahih Bukhari. Brother, this must be true story.
Several places in the Quran describe some Jews who were transformed into animals. Beliefs about human to animal transformation are of universal.
Oh, what a dumb thing. Look at. Ah!
I want to first address Muslims who want to claim that these verses about Jew monkeys are metaphorical. Let's start with Ibn Kathir. We said to them, "Be you monkeys, despised and rejected." These people were turned into howling monkeys with tails after being men and women. Ibn Abbas is reported to have said of "Be you monkeys, despised and rejected" that it means Allah changed their bodies into those of monkeys and swines.
Which is stupid, okay?
The young people turned into monkeys, while the old people turned into swine. Tafsir Jalalain, we said to them, "Be apes, despised, rejected," and they became so, and died 3 days later.
This is just so bad, but let's carry on.
Tabari states that Mujahid is in contradiction with a clear indication of the Book of God, for God relates in his book that he made them into monkeys and pigs. Maududi says the words of the Quran indicate that it was a physical metamorphosis. In my opinion, their bodies were transformed into those of apes.
Oh, how backward.
But speaking of Muhammad, let's hear what he had to say. The Jews were apparently transformed into all kinds of animals. Some lizards were brought to Muhammad. He took a stick and counted its fingers. He then said a group from the children of Israel was transformed into an animal of the land.
I'm asking you a question. Is this applied to you or not? Find out.
Or in another narration, a lizard was presented to Muhammad, but he refused to eat it, saying, "I do not know. Perhaps it is descended from one of the generations who were transformed."
I find it very amusing.
Muhammad said a group of Israelites were lost. Nobody knows what they did, but I do not see them except that they were cursed and changed into rats.
Yeah, cold, absolute cold.
We can still see questions on Muslim Q&A forums like this. Are the monkeys and pigs that exist nowadays humans who have been transformed?
Is this applied to you or not? Find out.
Now there is seriousness in all of this stupidity. Unless you've been hiding in a very, very deep hole under a very, very big rock for a very, very long time, you know the Muslim world is absolutely full of anti-Semitism.
I open the door, I find a cockroach on its back.
Muslims, if you find yourselves bewildered by all of this craziness, you do have the choice to sail out of the sea of Islamic stupidity. I highly encourage you to do so.
Anyway, let us see what the conversation between your prophet and between his donkey, and let us see what kind of a prophet we are talking about. This is the book of Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya, which means in English start and the end. The book of Ibn Kathir, the Imam of Ibn Kathir. This is a very well-known book.
Wallahi, you guys just don't know.
It's called Hadith al-Himar, or the story about the Himar, the donkey. Now the hadith saying the following. Let us read.
आपकी अदाएं तो अदाएं हैं, मेरे नबी की तो बकरियों ऊंट घोड़ों के नाम भी लिखे पड़े। आपने 2 खच्चरों पे सवारी की, तारीख ने हमें नाम दे दिए, एक का नाम दुलदुल, एक का नाम फिजा। 2 गधों पे सवारी की, जी 2 गधे पे सवारी की बात खत्म हो गई। नहीं नहीं, मेरे हबीब ने की है, इनके नाम भी लिखवाए जाएं। एक का नाम था उफैर, एक का नाम था याफूर, और याफूर की अजब कहानी आपको सुनाता।
I don't know what on earth you're talking about. Wallah, this is, you can't ask me that.
The prophet he used to have, he won from the Jewish, when he attacked the Jewish, he won 4 male donkeys, 10 ounces of gold and silver, and a black donkey, you see, and the black donkey, and he is really kind of like with muscles, mukattal.
जब खैबर की जंग हुई और माल गनीमत आया तो जानवर भी आए, तो उसमें ये गधा भी था, तो ये आगे बढ़ गया, या रसूल अल्लाह, माल आप तकसीम कर रहे थे, घोड़े ऊंट तकसीम हो रहे थे, गधे खच्चर.
Then the prophet he did talk to the donkey. فقال فكلم النبي الحمار فكلمه الحمار. So the donkey, the prophet talked to the donkey, and the donkey did talk to the prophet.
How a human being can do this?
Now let us see what the conversation is about.
तो ये आगे बढ़ गया, या रसूल अल्लाह, मैं अपनी नस्ल में आखिरी हूँ, आप नबियों में आखिरी, मेरे नस्ल पर नबियों ने सवारी, उनमें मैं आखिरी हूँ, आप नबियों में आखिरी हैं, आप मुझे अपनी सवारी के लिए कबूल फरमाएं.
The prophet he said to the donkey, what is your name?
Hello, my name is Ali Dawa.
The donkey he said, my name
Hello, my name is Ali Dawa.
is a Yazid, the son of Shihab. The God Allah أخرج الله من نسل جدي 60 حمارا. The God Allah, he made 60 donkeys like me. All of them, nobody did use them except prophets. So those special donkeys made for prophets. And he is the last donkey of his generation. Makes sense. The last donkey for the last prophet. And I was waiting for you. وقد كنت أتوقعك. I was waiting for you. I was expecting you, prophet, to come.
तो आपने याफूर को अपने हिस्से में ले लिया. बारहा ऐसा हुआ, सीरत की किताबों में है कि आपको जरूरत पड़ी किसी को बुलाने की और मौके पे कोई खादिम मौजूद नहीं है, तो आप याफूर से कहते याफूर, अबू बकर को बुला के लाओ,
Hello.
उमर को बुला के लाओ, मिसाल दे रहा हूँ.
Hello.
तो याफूर दौड़ लगाते और जाकर अबू बकर के दरवाजे पर टक्कर मारता. जब वो सहाबी बाहर निकलते तो देखते आगे याफूर खड़ा, अच्छा अल्लाह के नबी ने बुलाया.
Before you, a Jewish guy, he used to be my owner. I used always to make him feel down. Man, this donkey is really bad. He's causing the Jewish guy to feel down. He don't like him. This Jewish, he used to not to feed me good. وكان يجيع بطن ويضرب ظهري, and he used to beat my back. The prophet he said, you know what? I'm going to call you Ya'fur. The name of the donkey from today, his name is Ya'fur.
Oh, what a dumb thing. Look at. Ah!
Then he said to him, Ya Ya'fur. The prophet saying to the donkey, he started using the name now. Ya Ya'fur. Ya Ya'fur, which means hey Ya'fur.
Hello.
The donkey said, yes sir.
Hello.
Labbaik. The prophet he said to him, look at this question. This is a disaster. Hey Ya'fur, do you like females? What? The prophet of God. Do you see it, guys? قال تشتهي الإناث. The prophet is asking his donkey if he like females or not.
Yeah, Annie, come on, man. Come on.
A prophet of God is asking his donkey, do you like females? And guess what? Guess what? Surprise! The donkey, he said to the prophet, and he's angry. قال لا. Oops, I don't like females.
Wallahi, I don't want you. I don't.
Bro, this is too funny, man. This is too funny.
This donkey, he's a gay.
What the hell is this? A'udhu billah.
The donkey was telling him about the Jewish guy not feeding him, beating his back, and the prophet right away jumped to talk about females, about sex. Even this prophet, even when he talked to donkeys, he's talking about sex.
It's because you're pusillanimous.
Isn't it amazing? I think
I find it very amusing.
this is very amazing.
Here's another example. Sahih Muslim 4289. It was narrated from Abu Huraira that the Prophet said, Suleiman ben Dawood,
but this man is not the same.
Solomon, son of David, said, tonight I will go around to 90 women.
Oh, flipping out, this guy has to be a bloody pirate.
And each of them will give birth to a knight who will fight in the cause of Allah. His companion said to him, say, if Allah wills.
Who's absolutely oblivious to what's going on, even though he's going to read it himself.
But he did not say, if Allah wills. And he went round to all of them. None of them became pregnant except one woman who gave birth to a deformed child. By the one in whose hand is the soul of Muhammad, if he had said, if Allah wills, they would all have been knights striving in the cause of Allah. In this hadith about Solomon, Solomon believed that he was impregnating 90 women, which means that he was ejaculating in all of them. And since this is Muhammad telling the story,
You're a liar. Repent. Repent.
do we believe what Muhammad said about Solomon?
Extremely stupid.
Do we believe that Solomon actually completed the act of sexual intercourse with 90 women in a single night?
These sorts of things make you question a lot of things.
Let's assume that he started at 6 o'clock p.m. and that he kept having sex until 3 o'clock a.m. That would be 9 hours of sex.
I was laughing to myself at how illogical and how stupid everything sounds.
Since there were 90 women, Solomon would have needed to have sex with 10 women per hour. That's one woman every 6 minutes. Is this believable?
Flipping out, this guy has to be a bloody pirate.
If you're a Muslim, your prophet is the one who made this claim about Solomon. So you have to believe that Solomon ejaculated into a different woman every 6 minutes for 9 hours straight. Otherwise, your prophet was a liar. Why am I the first person to tell you about this hadith? Why do your leaders hide these passages from you?
Miracle of Allah. Praying tree facing Mecca. Not only this tree is praying, it's facing Mecca, brother.
Humor of the Prophet's is narrated.
However, brother, maybe you do not know that the Prophet of Allah, he converted a tree to Islam in his time.
That Islam is true, basically.
How? This is what I have to deal with.
Yes, brother. This is islamweb.net. And here, there's a guy asking about how authentic this story about the Prophet ordering a tree to move him from here to there. And not only that, the tree, she converted to Islam and she said the Shahada. So look what in Arabic it says. So he ordered a tree and she came in her belly, like, creeping.
Like this way,
And then she stood between the hand of the Prophet. And then she said that the Shahada, there's no potato but Allah, and there's no fraud but Muhammad, 3 times. And then she went back to where she was growing. Now, is this hadith sahih? Yes.
Because he never said a lie. He never, Sallallahu said a lie.
Translate to English. Is the hadith, this is the question, read carefully, state that the trees moved from a place by the command of the messenger of Allah. Is it true? Is it authentic? Praise be to Allah. We were with messenger of Allah, and a Bedouin man, he came to Muhammad, and he said, where are you going? Who are you?
These bloody Muslims.
He said, which means Muhammad, he answered, that we are people who say there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. So there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger.
Oopsie daisy, now don't be lazy. It's time to go to the masjid.
These bloody Muslims.
The Bedouin, he said, and who witnessed to what you say? Muhammad, he said, answering this person, this tree witnessed to what I say.
These sorts of things make you question a lot of things.
So the Prophet, he called the tree from the other side of the valley. He called the tree, hey tree, come here. And the tree came.
What the hell is this?
And not only that, the tree, she said that she witnessed that there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is the Prophet. The tree, she said Shahada.
What the hell is this?
Even in the Google translation, it says that this is Sahih. And here you notice that Islam is totally a fraud.
Because this is pretty much scientifically proven.
Not because it doesn't make sense. God can make miracles. But the Quran never mentions such a thing. So why it is in the Hadith, not in the Quran?
Give me the answer, please.
Why the miracles of all prophets before Muhammad are in the Quran, but then we find miracles of Muhammad only in the Hadith? Allah have time to tell us about Sulaiman, this laughing at the end she said to Sulaiman, and flying carpet.
Hold on.
But Allah, He will not mention to us the miracle, amazing miracle of a tree saying Shahada. The tree converted to Islam.
I had to go to these books and really understand, how does my mind work? Why am I thinking like this? I had to reprogram. These sorts of things make you question a lot of things.
Which means the tree, she took off herself from the ground. She withdrew her roots. I mean, guys, just imagine the story here.
That's embarrassing.
The Quran says that Allah gave Muhammad no miracles. That we refrain from sending signs. Allah, what Allah saying? He refrained. What refrain mean? He did not send any signs to Muhammad.
Now wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen.
And he is telling us why. From sending sign only because of man of former generation treated them as false. But people don't believe it anyway. So Allah, He have a struck. I will not give you no more miracle because each time I send you miracle, you don't believe it. So how Muhammad, he did this miracle? If the Quran says that his God refrained.
Contradiction. It's a contradiction.
Now the story of Moses in the Quran is one of the unique stories Muhammad he came with. According to chapter 33 verse number 69, a bunch of Jews accused Moses that he have inflammation in his testicles.
Wait a minute.
And for sure, according to the story, that accusation was a false accusation, and the testicles of Moses are very beautiful.
Oh my God.
So Allah, He decided to prove that Moses, he have no such inflammation. So Allah, what he did, he have a plan. Now I'm going to go and read the whole story from the Hadith, because that Hadith is more coming with more details from the mouth of Muhammad himself.
Because he never said a lie. He never, Sallallahu said a lie.
The Quran say, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تكونوا كالذين آذوا موسى فبرأه الله مما قالوا وكان عند الله وجيها. Don't be the same as those who hurt Moses. So Allah, he declared him to be free from what they accuse him of. Now what they accuse him of?
Suffering from PCMOS, post-colonial master's order syndrome, yeah, which I diagnosed a week ago with a few ex-Muslims as well.
This is Sahih al-Bukhari, book number 55, hadith number 616. Moses was a very shy person. He used to cover himself and he had extensive shyness.
It's because you're pusillanimous.
One of the children of Israel, he spread rumors about Moses.
You are a crook.
That Moses, he covered himself, his body, in a way because he have defect in his skin, either leprosy or harina. Allah wished to clear Moses from their accusation. So Allah, he have a plan.
Oh, you know, that's so tacky.
Please sit down and listen carefully. Close your eyes and imagine what's happening. One day, Moses was far away from people. He took off his clothes and he put them on a stone. And then he started taking a bath. When he had finished the bath, he moved toward his clothes so as to take them. But the stone took his clothes and fled.
He's finding it hard.
It sounds absurd. The stone took the clothes of Moses and started running away. Unbelievable. You cannot trust anybody no more.
These bloody Muslims.
And look what Moses did. Moses picked up his stick and ran after the stone.
Yeah, like this way, you know.
Oh stone, give me my garment. The stone keep going, Moses keep going, chasing each other, and he is going after the stone until he reached a group of Bani Israel. And then they saw him naked.
Wow.
Look at the plan of Allah. Brothers, sisters, imagine with me how Allah is wise. Allah is all wise. He cannot ask Moses to go in front of the Jews and flush his testicles. He cannot do that. Moses will never do that. Allah come with different plan. And look what the Jews found when Moses stopped. Found him the best of what Allah had created.
One of the goals of
Bro, this is too funny, man. This is too funny.
What is the best of Allah had created? Remember, the accusation about what? The accusation is about his testicles. All the Jews are looking and like this. Wow.
Wow.
Look at these testicles. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allah cleared him from what they had accused him of. You see the amazing intelligence plan of Allah? Like this is, come on. Who can do such a plan except Allah? Any God in the world, he come with such a plan? No way. That's impossible.
What the hell is this? A'udhu billah.
Non-bleeding boys, servants, wives, people from hell to make more virgins in Islamic paradise. Over 150,000 women for one man.
Wow. This is the life.
Keeping Muslims in Islam. Allah comes and then gives virgins, and then Muhammad comes and then gives virgins and virgins.
It's such, I know. It's not ridiculous.
According to chapter 55, Surah Ar-Rahman, ayah 56, it says, "In them shall be those who restrain their eyes. Before them, neither man nor jinni shall have touched them." What are you saying? What is this ayah saying, brother?
Allah's saying, God is saying, there's not even a little bit of doubt in this book. Not even a little bit.
The word is yatmithunna. Here Allah is describing what is inside the female part, and this word is talking about the hymen.
I just couldn't believe it. It's a different world from where I was at.
And why is the Islamic paradise all about sex? Is that what Muslims want?
No jinn, no man touched their hymen.
Wow. This is the life.
If you go to chapter 55, ayah 56 of Tafsir al-Jalalain, brother, from among either the men or the jinn who are reclining maidens who have not been touched, who have not been deflowered. The what? Their hymen.
Wow. This is the lie.
And this guy is genuinely stupid.
And these maidens, so these are females, are either huris or women of this world who will have been created anew by any man or jinn before them. So do you see? Every time you deflower them, according to the tafsir, you will get new recycled huri.
I'm going to be here forever.
So Islam is nothing but a man-made religion made for the males only.
Excuse me, Islam to me is the most feminist religion.
But that is not a reality. That is a pure life.
And they will be busy deflowering hymens of female huris.
Islam is the only thing that offers proof for everything it says.
But that is not a reality. That is a pure life.
After today's teaching, you're going to be convinced, and inshallah you will say the shahada, brother. MashaAllah.
Thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you, and I will see you soon again. Christ is Lord. Islam is nothing but a fraud.
Well, in Islam it's different. It's not they act on their own desires. Actually, they're following scripture. Let me show you. In Islam, there's one hadith here called Al-Adab Mufrad. It's written by Bukhari. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Bukhari. If I go to Bukhari here, or sunnah.com, you'll find it here. Sahih Bukhari, Muslim, An-Nasai, Dawood. All of these is famous. Here you have it. Do you see it here?
Yes.
Here, let me show you.
I know the book, man. I know the book.
Let me show you what Bukhari wrote about what Prophet Muhammad did when it comes to dealing with children, especially like young boys.
Yes.
Okay, so here you have basically the Prophet. Let me do it clearly for you so you can see it in very clear text. The Prophet, he's having a little young boy. His name is Hassan. Where is the little one? Hassan is asking for a little boy.
Hassan, you bastard. Who's Hassan, you dirty bastard?
I think it's Muhammad's niece, something like that. It's a young boy.
His grandson, you dirty bastard. Yes.
Young boy, yeah.
Yes.
His
grandson.
Yeah, young boy.
Yes. So what?
Young boy. So
if
yeah,
you
a little young boy.
If you kiss your grandson, you son of a bitch, you call it like you screw someone in the church?
Sia. Can
you dirty motherfucking Trinitarian motherfucker.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're trying to do.
You comparing.
Yeah. Can you handle this? Can I give my evidence? It's a little boy.
Yeah.
He's calling him to his lap. That's what I do with my niece as well. Nothing weird. Hassan is coming and running in his lap. Nothing weird. And then he put his hand in his beard. There's a little boy put his hand on his uncle's beard. Nothing weird. Then the Prophet, may Allah bless him, grant him peace, open his mouth and put his tongue in Hassan's mouth. Is that also normal? Maybe you can give me your take on this.
بچه که از باز جوان که شد وجود ما که نگاه کردیم برای زن میگیریم خانه جور میکنیم تمام چیزش جور میکنیم از انسان به بچه بازیش خلاص میشه ما بازی کردن اضافهش باز برای زن میکنیم خانه جور میکنیم این مصرف ها رو سرش میکنیم دیگه خرچش کلش سر ماست با لباسش هوش نامش تمام پایش
سکس داشتنه چه احساس کردی دیگه؟
احساس شاید معباز دستر باشن و در دوران زیب سمشن رسن
است که این چون کشور اسلامی است به خاطر از اینکه این بسیار بد گپ است که از دخترای خود نمیماند بیرون بسیار بد میبرن از اون خاطر بچه کمی نسبت به دختر آزادتر از بین مرد.
I can hear your take on this.
Well, our take on this is again, this is a reported history, and this is private to Prophet ﷺ. This is what we've, gathered. Our earlier scholars have on the history of Islam, but it doesn't rule in our teachings to put your tongue in mouths of.
Someone tweeted me a question earlier today. Is Musnad Ahmed 16,245 authentic? It's the one where Muhammad makes out with his young nephew. The Islamists are saying no, but they call everything they don't like a lie. And by any chance, do you know the age of the nephew when it happened? Musnad Ahmed 16,245 is certainly one of the hadiths found in Musnad Ahmed, but as far as I know, that volume of Musnad Ahmed hasn't been translated yet. I've been purchasing the Darussalam edition of Musnad Ahmed, and only 3 volumes have been published, so we'll have to wait for the complete collection. This particular hadith from the collection has been translated mainly because it's really, really creepy. The hadith reads, Muawiyah said, I saw the Prophet sucking on the tongue or the lips of Al-Hasan, son of Ali. May the prayers of Allah be upon him, for no tongue or lips that the Prophet sucked on will be tormented by hellfire. Hassan was Muhammad's grandson. Here we have Muhammad sucking on his grandson's tongue or lips, and Muhammad had somehow guaranteed that if he sucked on someone's tongue or lips, that person would be saved from hellfire.
So it's in our teaching. So basically, what happened, this is reported history. Now, it don't make any fucking sense for us to follow something that is not going to benefit us. Amraz, please, man. You know what I mean? Let me say. Listen. Private, the hadith, could be, mistranslated. Simon, are you gay or married?
Don't worry about that. Stay with the hadith.
Are you gay or married? I'm asking you.
Don't worry about that. Stay with the hadith.
Answer the question. I am staying with the hadith. When you kiss your wife, do you kiss her tongue or no?
Nothing problem with that.
So if you kiss your son and you kiss him and you from his mouth, it's haram?
Yes, if I kiss his tongue and I touch it, that's haram. That's very disgusting. We call it sinners. I will call the police.
Do you make haram yourself or Allah make haram?
If someone kisses my son's tongue, man,
listen. 1 second, Uncle Omar, 1 second. Takia, this is a private matter of the Prophet when he's meeting his grandson, whatever happened. Now, exactly if a tongue was put in a mouth, whatever, it's a hadith. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do, basically, it's just a reported history of an observation that someone made, which possibly could be wrong because it's not divine revelation. So it's basically... Hang on. Basically, I finished. So basically, it's not teaching any Muslim to do anything. It's just an observation of what happened to Prophet ﷺ, which could not be entirely true. Exactly, details. That's what we're trying to talk about.
I don't care about the hadith.
Tell him to go to the Arabic, not the English. But tell him to
I don't care about.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't care about the
Arabic. I
don't care about this hadith. He was pointing to pedophile priests. I will call the police on them myself. Yeah.
Simon, you call police. Do you compare if I kiss my son's tongue like when the priest screw you in your ass? Is it the same?
Yes, it's the same.
Fuck off, you bastard.
Are you going to kiss your son's tongue? Can you say it? I will kiss my son's tongue.
I kiss my son from his mouth when he was made.
On the tongue.
I kiss his mouth, man, you son of a bitch. I kiss his mouth.
You touch his tongue?
It's not haram.
Say
Look, we don't reject no hadith.
No, don't save him. Don't save him. Don't save him.
Written down.
Amars, don't save him. Don't save him. No.
All we say it's nothing to do with any of our Islamic.
Don't save him.
is worship of Allah.
touch
It's
your
got nothing to
son's
do
tongue
with the
with your
worship
mouth?
of Allah. That hadith has nothing to do with the worship of Allah. Do you understand? It's a personal observation of the Prophet that somebody had a report in the history. That's it.
But
Yes,
Uncle
let's move
Umar,
on.
will you suck your son's tongue with your mouth?
Yo, Takiwa, you're disgusting, man. Your mom does that to your dad, fam.
Come on, man. I showed it when the Prophet said it, according to Bukhari.
It is someone like you who've been screwed up by the priest, up, right, left.
So what happened? What happened when the father come on to Sarah and gave her a child?
Guy woke me up on
That in the Bible. What happened there? Who sired the baby of Sarah?
I don't know, man.
According to the Bible.
This guy coming
Well,
like.
You're telling me that I'm not allowed to kiss my son. I'm not allowed to kiss my son. Come on, man.
Stacks.
According to the Bible, who sired the baby of Sarah? According to the Bible.
Will you use your mouth to suck the tongue of your son?
You know this guy. He comparing. Look, you see, when you judge a book, you judge the book and the reflection on the people of the book. We have the Quran. And the effect of the Quran, you find so many Muslim versions. I don't think there's a Christian version exists.
Okay, let's open the Arabic. Let's open the Arabic. If some people I don't think I'm making stuff up.
Listen, man, listen to me. Listen. I didn't finish. When I finish, talk. You see? And mute. What is your moral, man?
But think about how creepy this is. Hey, kid, let me suck on your tongue. If I suck on your tongue, you'll go to heaven. This is the same guy who ordered his followers to suck on his fingers so that they would get a blessing from Allah. And the same prophet who ordered grown women to let grown men suck on their breasts so that the men would no longer be sexually attracted to them because they would feel like their children. The prophet of Islam sure liked sucking, but since the relevant volume of Musnad Ahmed hasn't been translated yet, it's hard to show this hadith to Muslims. And if you simply claim that Muhammad sucked on the tongues of little boys, a Muslim will probably think that you're making it up. So it would be nice to be able to show your Muslim friends a hadith that's readily available. And fortunately, it turns out that we have a similar hadith in Al-Adab al-Mufrad, which is one of the collections of Bukhari and is available online.
Do you have more? The Christian, they said 2.2 billion. What is the book? Did your book affect you? You are fucking hypocrites. What is this Christmas? What is this Easter? What is this confession? What is this the priest who don't get married? A man, Allah give him machine, he have to get married. If he doesn't get married, he will screw everything, even the stone.
If he doesn't get married, he get blisters on his hand. If he doesn't get married, he has blisters on his hand.
So now, I know you maybe you are 50% gay, 50% not married. Like say, Jesus, peace be upon him, didn't get married because he would die young, but he could if he lived more. Because if any man with a private part, Allah gave him private part not for we and to get married and to propagate. Why this guy of New Zealand that killed the Muslim? Because the Muslim are not gay like you. The Muslim produce children, get married. You, the woman, doesn't get married and get screwed for 50 years. When she got 50 years.
Uncle Omar, they chop their cock off and turn into women, these fucking men of the West.
So Uncle Omar, you're touching on many things. You need to have self-restraint. How else can we have a conversation? Sia, are you here?
Simon.
How else can we have a conversation? Sia, are you here? Sia, would you moderate?
I'm very happy, man, with our Islam. Go and fuck yourself. And this hadith.
Sia, can I moderate this one?
And amend your house first. You should go and see your mother, make it taqiyya now.
Why are you guys so afraid, man? I'm challenging you.
I'm showing Sahih Bukhari.
I'm trying to ask you a question about your Christian. Nah, this guy's taking a piss. It's 4 billion. They paid 4 billion.
Are you afraid for me showing something that you don't be comfortable with?
Bro, you don't even want to.
You're showing the Quran, you're showing the Hadith again. Show something from the Quran like we show from your Bible that you take as divine revelation from your word of God.
Okay, let me respond. Why are you so afraid, guys? This is not coming off as strong, guys.
Taqiyya, watch, listen, you bastard. Church of
I want to know why is the Prophet opening his shirt and why is he inside?
Why all the priests are homosexual?
Well, because they're not Jesus. Jesus is the only perfect one. You see,
Okay,
if you're gonna compare Christianity to Islam, you have to
Uncle Omar.
Yo, Banksy, what's happening?
We're telling you that, man. Take it.
No, it's obviously you guys are a little bit.
Oh, fuck that geezer off. He's chatting shit. Banksy.
Subhanallah.
Yo, Banksy.
I don't know, Allah al-Azim. I don't know. This filth coming to preach what? We are Muslim. The best of you, Christian, the best of you are gay. The best of you are homosexual.
The best of them, yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, the
Look at the
incense,
masjid, you son of a bitch. Look at the masjid, you son of a bitch. Look at the masjid.
Preach their religion. They just want to, you know what I mean, lie about ours.
Is there any more Christians in here? Because I want to finish them with just one question.
Nah, but this is the thing. I tell you what's just happened, yeah? So you just removed Taqiyya Watch from the group. And
you know what you could have asked?
Why did this is what I'm saying. This is wrong, man. They need to stop doing this shit, man.
Do you know what I was going to ask them? This is how confused they are, yeah? They say that Jesus died for their sins, yeah? They say Jesus died for their sins.
No, man, they don't respect my channel, man. They don't respect my channel.
This is the thing, yeah. Sayyid removed.
Nah, sister, they were insulting Islam, though. Man. Come on, man. That's bara from them, man.
No. Here, listen. It's nothing about bara. If you know anything about the religion, you could refute them. Don't pretend that this is your channel.
Yo, guys,
This is not your channel. Why did you remove them? This is not your channel. Who are you to delete people from my channel, man?
Yo, guys, sorry, but this guy is disrespecting our deen, spreading shubha.
If you have knowledge, then
why can't you refute
Don't delete them. This is not your channel.
Bro.
So this isn't Muhammad sucking on Hassan's tongue. This is Muhammad sticking his tongue in Hassan's mouth so Hassan could suck on it. Muslim apologists explain these hadiths in two main ways. First, some Muslim apologists claim that Muhammad's spit had miraculous properties, and that by sticking his tongue in a boy's mouth, he was miraculously feeding him. Second, other Muslim apologists point out that Arabia has a very dry climate, and that by sticking his tongue in a boy's mouth, Muhammad was simply quenching the boy's thirst.
He's talking about a baby. He's talking about a baby in the desert sun. He quenching the thirst of a.
Notice, however, that if Muhammad was quenching a boy's thirst by letting the boy suck on his tongue, the reverse was true in the hadith from Musnad Ahmed. Since Muhammad was sucking on the boy's tongue, Muhammad was quenching his own thirst by literally sucking the saliva from a little boy's mouth. I hope we're all learning about the Prophet of Islam, and be sure to share them with your Muslim friends who don't know any of this, because their imams always forget to tell them what their sources really say.
Hey guys, and make sure to not you accidentally go off. We can fix that after, it's not a big deal. Just gonna want to apply that nice, gently. Perfect. Looking good. Awesome. All right, that looks great. Now, this is complete. You're done. Got this cute ad-friendly makeup look.
Your mailbox is full. Please delete new or stored messages which you no longer need so that new messages may be received. You have 40 new voice messages. First voice message. Message marked urgent.
Yes, hello, David. This is Sadiq Abdul Malik, your friendly neighborhood Puerto Rican contributing Muslim reporter to your blog. Right now, if I make some mistakes in this message, please forgive me. I'm very tired. I just came back from the trains, from Fordham Road, especially giving dawah and calling the people to Islam. And today was a very fruitful day, alhamdulillah. And it was a day that I went with much fear. Because I hadn't done the public speaking and dawah for a long time. I been concentrating on calling the scholars of your religion from colleges all the way, colleges and seminaries, Christian colleges and seminaries, I mean, all the way from Alaska to Puerto Rico. And, you know, I've dealt with many of these scholars from different colleges.
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
Hello, David. This is Sadiq Abdel Malik again in the throes of a study. You know what, David? You know, I've been looking very intensely at Justin Martyr, the two Clements, Clement of Alexandria and Clement of Rome, Origen, and his boys, and the rest of the so-called church fathers. And you know that boys were damn near Muslim. Had they gotten any guidance from what you call the so-called Holy Spirit in the Christian definition, they might have...
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
Yeah, this is the last part of the message. So David, leave a phone number on your Act 17 Apologetics or your blog, you know, where people can get in touch with you.
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
Yes, hello, David. As I reviewed the message, I wanted the last message to be the last, but as I reviewed it, I made a mistake. You took a 3-hour video of me speaking in Manhattan, and you didn't condense it into 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
Yes, hello, David. This is Sadiq Abdel Malik, your friendly neighborhood Puerto Rican contributing Muslim reporter to your blog. I thought I'd call you from my cell to leave you my cell number. So if all avenues of communication are open to you, you can call me at any time.
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
Yeah, hello, David. I just left a little message before on this content. If it got through. If not, then let's begin anew. Not the first one I left.
Message erased. Next message. Message marked urgent.
So anyway, David, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with this great prophet of God, there were no secrets. Everything decision that he made as related to the state in Islam were made public. We even know what hand he wiped his backside with. And all of this was done by his command and by his order. So you have an abundance of things to seek to want to criticize him with, because that was done by his command. Truly a...
Message erased. Next message.
So you see, David, I wish you would talk to me. Give me a call, man. I remember one time on your blog, you boldly...
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, so David, anytime you and Nabil want to contact me, I'll tell you precisely where I am, baby.
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, hello, David. I just wanted to give you a little piece of information. I think there's a couple books you should read. I think you should look at Bart D. Ehrman's latest book called Forgeries and Counter-Forgeries. I think that would be interesting. This is his latest book for you to read.
Message erased. Next message.
Yeah, this is Sadiq Abdel Malik, your bringer of truth. David, first of all, tell Sam Shamoun, because I went to your blog and I saw this little nonsense that he did. Of course, Sam Shamoun lost his hair over nonsense. But anyway, tell Sam Shamoun.
Message erased. Next message.
Yeah, finishing the message, Mr. Wood. To give you the absolute cream, or the absolute, how can I say it? The absolute proof in modern times and in modern terms. Golda Meir, who's the prime minister, baby, of Israel, made a speech to the Knesset right after the land of Israel, a couple of years after the land of Israel was stolen from the Palestinians. In front of their Knesset, she stated that now that they have taken back the Holy Land, that they should turn their eyes to the land of their ancestors, the land of...
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, hello, David. This is concerning Sadiq Abdel Malik. This is concerning a of the message that I gave you, which was in brief error. This information I gave was after the 1967 war, and it was David Ben-Gurion.
Message erased. Next message.
Be back at you. My hamburgers are cooking. Be back.
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, David, continuing the message. Of course, this great democracy that we're talking about, where all people are created equal, of course, that fact that all people are created equal from the beginning of this country, why then, in actuality, show Mr. Robert Spencer that not only is he right that Muhammad didn't exist, and of course, if Muhammad doesn't exist, you know damn sure that Jesus couldn't exist. You know what I mean? If you're going to say Muhammad, but you damn sure can't say that Jesus existed, because, Jesus and Hercules are almost the same. But by the way, you know what I mean? You can, if you want to do that and say that Jesus did exist, well, because you can't find his body, and you have Muhammad's body, but Muhammad didn't exist, but Jesus did. Well, then I tell you what, let's make Amelia Earhart God. Let's also make Roberto Clemente my hero. Number 21 from the Pittsburgh Pirates, who crashed into the ocean in 1971, and whose body was never found. Let's also make him God.
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, hello, David. This is Sadiq Abdul Malik, your friendly neighborhood Puerto Rican contributing Muslim reporter to your blog. Mr. David Madera. That would be your Spanish name, David Madera. I'm here, continuing to do my study. This is, to let you know that I'm doing my third study of the Sira.
Skip to the end.
Yes, hello, David. This is Sadiq Abdul Malik. I'm very saddened to hear that someone threatened you and threatened your wife and family. Believe me, that's just a threat. Anyone that says that will not do it. When you're going to do something like that, you don't let the person that you're going to do it to know. So that's just a threat. It's just bullshit over computer. But if I could, anyway, I would like to stand guard in front of your house to protect you and your family in full Muslim regalia so that everybody sees it. That your life must go to term. Your life must go to term because you're extremely important. It is people like you and those like you, Robert Spencer, Pamela Geller, George Seeg, and that type, Sam Shamoun, Pastor Jerkoff, Joseph, and people like you and that channel that must live out their term as you represent the new way in which hatred is manifested in today's world. The use of media, the use of the computer media.
Message erased. Next message.
Yeah, David, he's the last call.
Message erased. Next message.
Yes, hello, David. This is...
Message erased. Next message.
Leave me alone!
This is Sergeant Sacker. Listen to me. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Our squad cars are going over there right now. Just get out of that house.